Kaido can't remember how he slipped out of St. Terry's room. Come back, he has come to the gate of naval headquarters. His back covered by his long hair was covered in cold sweat. What he is holding in his hand is the 7 ancient devil fruit. It was handed to him by St. Terry's maid. This is an ancient species. What about the ancient species of garbage? It is also far more powerful than ordinary zone abilities. The elite of naval headquarters who come and go. Just looking at him, the pair of ants observed him being alert to him. Let Kaido not feel good, but Kaido is not easy to attack. Just because it is still under the nose of St. Terry. He couldn't resist at all, not to mention. Just before leaving, at his heart, at his brain, at his mouth. They were all melted into the body by the strange chains released by St. Terry. But I don't feel anything unusual at all. My fruit ability has also been awakened. The Qinglong fruit's control over itself can be said to be meticulous, but I can't even perceive it at all. Kaido doesn't know what kind of chain it is, but at the moment of first touching his body. The taste of the soul being completely bound and controlled. It almost made him yell at naval headquarters in pain, May 10th. Kaido, who has always had a great tolerance for pain, couldn't resist the pain at all, until fully integrated. He couldn't notice the slightest abnormality. Even the pain becomes the energy that nourishes its body. Make Kaido more terrifying, St. Terry's means. Could it be the bondage and control of my soul? Kaido is not sure, he only saw the power of the soul fruit in the place of his aunt Charlotte Linlin. And sensed the soul. For him at that time. This ability is enough to completely resist just using Haki. May just the means of St. Terry, nothing as simple as Haki could stop it. Since then, is my Kaido being controlled by others too? Kaido clenched his fists, can't wait to destroy this naval headquarters. I want to tear up this suppressed pain, but he still endured. He still has big things to do, and in other words, Kaido has a great effect on that St. Terry. That means Kaido won't die, even if I get killed by someone. That St. Terry will be his last security, bring him back to life. Think of this, Kaido is in a much better mood. Regard St. Terry as a deity outsider, Kaido is not defeated in the world. Just submit to the gods, then Kaido is not ashamed of course. Thinking like this, Kaido saw his subordinates crowded over enthusiastically. Boss Kaido, you're out. The intact 3 disaster subordinates. Followed by Sakazuki, Kuzan, and Polsolino led by Vice Admiral Suru. Kaido's face was gloomy. This stinky old woman. Are you still worried about me? And bring a bunch of little devils here? Kaido. You're good to go. Now that you have finished meeting with His Royal Highness St. Terry, let's go. You, a criminal, are not welcome here at naval headquarters. Crane Vice Admiral speaks mercilessly, arrogant look. Let Kaido get angry. Talking hurts. Let go of Kaido's former temper. That was a direct hit. Smelly old woman. You are doing it right now. If you hadn't leaned against St. Terry behind your back. Now there is St. Terry in, I must fight you to the death. I would like to see if your washing fruit is strong, or Laozi's Qinglong fruit is strong in recovery. Before Kaido wants to leave, 2 roars at naval headquarters. At least get angry or something, and at this time. Sengoku and Garp also arrived, top observation Haki on them. I have seen subtle changes in Kaido, the rich Haki's anger and fruit power are about to unfold. Kaido. What do you want? This is naval headquarters. His Royal Highness St. Terry is still up there. 1 or 2, smelly old man. They all use St. Terry to press Lao Su, but St. Terry gave Lao Su the fruit. Has become my boss. Do you understand? Now Lao Su is in a quarrel with you. For him, it's just a little subordinate slapstick. Whoever has a hard fist is more useful, who will be appreciated by St. Terry. Understand? Lao Su is now furious. Even if Kaido is beaten later, he also wanted to make a fuss. Destroy this place. An arm began to become a dragon. The face has gradually continued to evolve, in the shape of a dragon. Kaido. Do you want to start a war here again? Garp, Sengoku too, eyes glared at Kaido. Haki with fist on hand, already prepared. That's enough power to beat Kaido, creak one by one. A huge crack started to form in the sky, black lightning. Falling unstoppably. But in a moment, a woman's words. Let this tension dissipate. Mr. Kaido, His Royal Highness St. Terry also instructed me to bring this to you. By the way, His Royal Highness St. Terry also said that you were already the king of the countries that joined the world government, so you'd better pay attention to your image. Otherwise, His Highness St. Terry will ask you to pay attention to your image. Hearing that so-called St. Terry, Kaido, who just turned into a dragon and unfolded the mighty red-black Haki, slackens his drum instantly. What anger, what a suppressed temper, all gone. Saint Terry's maids are here. What else is he doing? Kaido laughed ha ha ha. Ah. Garp Vice Admiral, Sengoku Admiral, Suru Vice Admiral, Kaido was just joking. The naval headquarters is too dull, I'll bring in a little wind, let everyone blow it, cool down. Don't be angry, don't be angry. I'll take my subordinates and leave now. Kaido's sudden cowardly look makes Garp and Sengoku's faces complicated. What's the situation? How did Kaido become like this? What about the battle that was just about to break out? He even followed Saint Terry's maid to beg there with a look of flattery. Miss Maid, what is this? Kaido can see that. That is a fruit. But the appearance of that fruit. It's peculiar. Kaido is unclear. It's a devil fruit of the mythical beast species, the unicorn fruit, which has the ability to transform into clouds, fly through the clouds, and attract thunder and rain. His Royal Highness Saint Terry heard that you have a daughter named Yamato, and deliberately gave this fruit to your daughter. His Royal Highness Saint Terry said that he hoped that your daughter would be able to contact Saint Terry more. If Mr. Kaido finds your daughter a little rebellious, you can discuss it with His Royal Highness Saint Terry. Kaido's eyes widen. Wasn't Saint Terry just targeting Odin's wife and daughter? Even his Kaido's daughter got caught too? He also sent in you demon's fruit. Kirin fruit. Wonderful. Yamato, she is stubborn by nature. Contact Saint Terry with him, also a good choice. Ha ha ha. I'll bring it to the little girl. It really cost His Highness Saint Terry to give away such a precious fruit. Kaido happily accepted the fruit. As for Marine? Who cares? In the future, the sky is high and the Emperor is far away. Kaido wants to make trouble, I will also have fun with the pirates. He has his back to Saint Terry later, you can do anything. My little girl, Yamato, will definitely contact His Royal Highness Saint Terry, and please rest assured His Highness Saint Terry. Little ones, let's go. This time His Royal Highness Saint Terry has done his best to us. We must help His Royal Highness Saint Terry. After Kaido finished speaking, he brought his own 3 disasters. He left on his own pirate ship. Release all the way. The dashing appearance of Kaido makes Sengoku, Garp, and Suru in a bad mood. Especially when Garp saw Saint Terry presented a new demon's fruit. Not to mention how complicated it is. Sengoku and Crane will also consider the overall situation. But Garp is straight, a cold snort. This is infested with bandits. This is the big picture. Kaido is just a forebearer, he won't mess around, and he doesn't have any big revenge. Under the control of His Royal Highness Saint Terry, he is our Marine's alternative weapon, to deal with those pirates. Sengoku exhorted Garp. Sengoku, you are always like this, in case Kaido him. You must know that Kaido has a tyrannical, king, lust. Garp wanted to scold a word or two. Too bad he's not qualified. Eat others soft-mouthed, take someone else's hand short. In the case of Roger's wife Rouge, he himself is in a state of debt. Garp, Sengoku is right about this, Crane muttered. It is our Marine's fault in itself that Roger ushered in the era of the Great Pirate. As a result, His Royal Highness Saint Terry had to make such a huge move recently. If the interior of our Marine can be clean and efficient, why does His Royal Highness Saint Terry deploy pirates in the world? Kaido is just a pawn for His Royal Highness Saint Terry, there's no need to worry about it. His aptitude, no matter what, cannot escape the hands of His Highness Saint Terry, the god who performed miracles, you can rest assured. Crane sees far. Cut, give this Kaido escape. In the eyes of Sakazuki, full of anger at Kaido. Sakazuki, do you really want to arrest Kaido? Kuzan asked curiously. The pirates should all be arrested. There's nothing I can't think of. Sakazuki waved his hand, rejecting Kuzan's further discussion. Kuzan, instead of doing this, come and help. The identification of hundreds of thousands of pirates and the disposal of corpses are also very tired here. You can use your ability to freeze, and don't let the corpses of naval headquarters appear. Smells, okay? Ah. It's really troublesome. Why does His Royal Highness Saint Terry deal with so many pirates at once? It's troublesome to clean up. Kuzan pursues lazy justice, he really didn't want to freeze the corpse. Correct. Why don't you let Sakazuki burn all the corpses? Kuzan wanted to shirk the task, only to find that Sakazuki ran away. Sakazuki. I'll treat you to a drink, come and help me. Sakazuki. My dear, little baby, Xiao. Go away. Kuzan. Saint Terry gave Kaido's daughter the phantom beast species, unicorn fruit. It's just a way to contain Kaido's abilities. An operation was given to Kaido's brain, heart, mouth and soul. As long as Kaido dares to go against Saint Terry here, Saint Terry can dispose of Kaido's life and soul at will. But, even so, Wano-kuni sky is high and the Emperor is far away. Saint Terry can't be in Wano-kuni every day, just to control Kaido. So naturally, it is necessary to add a little contradiction to Kaido. That's Kaido's daughter, Yamato. The future is beautiful, with red eyes, a tall and slender figure, with red horns on her forehead, her hair changing from white to blue-green, and wearing a hairpin. Kaido's daughter Yamato, but the filial daughter who wants to resist and kill Kaido in the future. Taking his daughter to confront and control Kaido is not a different way. Although his Kaido's daughter is only a few years old now. But enough. Give her a thought, that's enough. In this way, the position of the four emperors is so certain that they will be in control of the two. Hancock and Kaido. 20. Saint Terry's arrangement is naturally appropriate. Seeing the departure of Kaido in the distance. Dong dong dong, the knock on the door rang. Interrupted Saint Terry's thoughts. Come in. With the words of Saint Terry, incoming are the rejuvenated five elders. With their young bodies, the smile on that face never stopped. Only when I saw Saint Terry face to face, their eyes changed respect and more respect. His Royal Highness Saint Terry. What's the matter? Five uncles? Why do you have this expression? Saint Terry wants to tease these five stinky old men. After all, do your own business for yourself. Running errands and doing all kinds of chores. Very cool. These five useful tools, don't run away. You work from young to old, and I will make you young again. Then you continue to work. Work hard. I want power. Give it to you hard. Work is done. Do it well. Don't try to escape. I'm keeping an eye on you. You don't have to worry about the aging of your soul. I will nourish your soul with a little of my spiritual power, and let your soul grow gradually. Don't worry. Five uncles. I can't bear to let you go. As soon as this voice came out, originally, after hearing that Saint Terry was eyeing Yamato, he began to mutter, is there any woman or girl in this world more beautiful than me? I am. Just sprayed out. Good guy. I'm calling out good guy. Terry, your kid is playing tricks with squeezing. Before letting me go, I gave those old men and servants a wonderful old age. Put it on you and become a soul that can be exploited back and forth? It's still uncle. You still have uncle in your heart. It's true that the worst D's aren't bad. Let One Piece pin his hopes and future children to overthrow One Piece's lifetime contribution. Let Kaido's baby girl fight against the hold Kaido herself. Charlotte Linlin can't help but see you, but you are always cold and ignorant of others, which makes people's hearts break. Let the power-seeking five elders struggle endlessly between the pains of power and cannot extricate themselves. You are the worst villain in the world, Terry. I am laughing at Terry's recent activities. This is too bad. Bad, oily bad. Why haven't I seen it before? I was amused, cheered up, keep listening. His Royal Highness Saint Terry, it's really a loss of life for us. Please don't say that, just call our old man directly. The lives we recreated are all given by His Royal Highness Saint Terry. How dare you call yourself an elder? Yeah. The five of us have relied on the glory of His Royal Highness Saint Terry to get the honor of being reborn. Your Highness Saint Terry, please don't say that. The attitude of the five elders is more like a son than a son. That is called filial piety. But what about Mariajoy? Saint Terry deliberately embarrassed them. Want to hear how many tricks their five elders can blow out of their mouths? It's different. After all, we can't embarrass His Royal Highness Saint Terry. Yes. No matter what they say, they can't affect the beautiful image of His Royal Highness Saint Terry in our hearts. You are our light, our God. As the five elders spoke, they fell to the ground. Kneel down toward Saint Terry. These five guys are rebelling against I am again? So unscrupulous? I can't do this for my family's Yimu, you five old dogs? I am sneered there too. Okay, five elders. Five elders. Well done you guys, ha ha. This is rebellion again. If you really have milk, you will be a mother. Just kneel and worship. I'm just waiting to see what your souls will look like 100 years later, struggling to escape from the power of. You were sold by Terry, and you are still admiring him. Sure enough, you five old dogs are really helpless. Saint Terry felt that the five elders, not yet Kaido, is clean. Others, Kaido has a daughter who can be missed by him. Kaido can also help him kidnap Oden's wife and daughter. BBW Kozuki with Kozuki Hyori, when Kozuki was still the power user of the Fruit of Time. The point is that Kaido can be invisible. The five elders cling to themselves every day. Saint Terry felt nauseous. These five old men really don't think they are very attractive, do they? No way? No way? No way? They pee and take a look at themselves, okay? Speak up if you have something to say, uncle. Saint Terry, honestly, it's actually Lord Aam who wants to see you. Huh? Just see me when you see me. I want to see her too. Saint Terry feels very sparse and ordinary. The point is, Lord I am, she's already headed to naval headquarters. Is she in a hurry for me? Speaking of this. Terry is not sleepy anymore, come to the spirit. I am a little pissed off. Is she in a hurry? Is she in a hurry for Terry? Didn't you just see the Kamui side of the Saint Terry show? Resurrection is great, one finger killed all the pirates of New World. Also remarkable, she can't even do it, but. And then what, I just want to give Terry a good commendation. Then say something private, how did it become a monkey rush? She called it a sofa clear, okay, Anyway, lived for nearly 1,000 years. It's still a good pose. Monkey in a hurry? This kid, what are you thinking about? You wait for me, I'm already at Naval Headquarters, Terry. Naval Headquarters, Kong suddenly received a message from Mariojoy. Immediately issued the highest level ban of the entire Marine. Someone more noble than the 5 elders is coming to Naval Headquarters. Sengoku, please arrange this matter properly. Don't cause any problems. According to the situation that the 5 elders explained to me personally, that person is a more noble existence than them. It's the direct female who created the world government. Kong also has a headache about how to perfunctory Morgans of the world newspaper. I'll take over? Sengoku was at a loss. He has a lot of life here, regarding the training schedule of the resurrected Marine. There are also detailed inquiries, as well as processing a large number of pirate corpses and identification. Restoration of Naval Headquarters buildings, all he needs to do. Why does he have to host something more noble than the 5 elders now? What a joke. Marshal Kong, I'm also very busy right now, please be sure to. Sengoku, if you want to deal with the editor-in-chief of the world's major newspapers, and if you want to deal directly with the Celestial Dragons of Mariojoy, and the CPO organization, then I don't mind killing your job. Kong's reply immediately made Sengoku dumbfounded. Especially after hearing Celestial Dragon's inquiry and CPO's reception. He picked it up immediately. Marshal Kong, you also know that Sengoku is getting old and likes to talk nonsense, you must bear with me. Come on. Sengoku, it's not over. You think I'm not doing the right thing, and I'll leave the Morgan's editor-in-chief at the world newspaper to you to do. Kong has more contact with Mariojoy, pretty familiar. But what about the world newspapers? Forget it. Those who play with pens, dirty heart, it's all about talking. Marshal Kong. How can you do this? Sengoku also dealt with Morgan's less. What a powerful rookie pirate. What Marine's brilliant future go-getter. Morgan's this silly bird, really tough. Sengoku. Make sure to give priority to meeting all the demands of the immediate woman who comes to Naval Headquarters, and even if you push all other people's words out, make sure to work hard to meet her needs. Morgan's can delay it as long as it can. Except for the resurrected soldiers of Naval Headquarters who can be interviewed, all the others can be pushed aside. After St. Terry's live broadcast of the world's video and phone bugs. Reputation has reached a terrifying level. Morgan's is a goddess there. It was mad to interview Kaido, His Royal Highness St. Terry and the 5 elders. Kong wants to scold my mother very much, not to mention Kaido. Just St. Terry, 5 elders, Morgan's really casually approached. Aren't you afraid of dying? As for that Kaido. Whatever you Morgans play, any relationship you want. Interview if you can. Look at Kaido, who has already lost face all over the world, if he beats you up, you're done. I see. Sengoku looked embarrassed. Heart Vice Admiral Air Marshal has repeatedly reminded women of the immediate family. Placed to a very high degree. Sengoku himself has been waiting at the port of Naval Headquarters with Peluzalino. Keep waiting. Some of the arrival of Morgans. All were righteously rejected by Sengoku. Morgans. Now we have a very important task to do. From Mariojoy. I hope you respect yourself. Don't do any superfluous things, let the above stare at you. Morgans the bird, ate the shriveled, heartbroken. It finally caught such a good opportunity today. How can we not make big news? How is this possible? Tomorrow's newspaper, it's definitely going to be a big sale. But Morgans is no fool, seeing Sengoku like this. Knowing that the situation is unusual, hidden far away. Watching secretly. What is the so-called Mariojoy mission? Is there anything more important than St. Terry? Morgans, this silly bird, has played the spirit of a straightforward reporter. Polish everything. Set life and death out of reach. And it's consumed here too, wait. After waiting for about an hour. Morgans it's waiting for the big news it's been dreaming of. It saw, the most attractive woman in the world. That charm is simply suffocating, especially her domineering and arrogant temperament. It perfectly matches the appearance of the so-called domineering queen. Just watching from afar, enough to swoon over the charm. Morgans wants to pull out the camera, go shoot. But found that he dared not do this, his hands are shaking. The women over there seem to have discovered its existence. Its instinct is to be afraid, but this can't stop Morgan's big death spirit. Especially when he heard the women there, facing Sengoku, Pulsalino commanded arrogantly. Take me to meet Terry. Don't let the 5 elders come to bother me. Hearing this from a distance, Morgans made up the big scene in an instant. Saint Terry, even after such a big event, was he found by his old lover? Looks like yes. Such a beauty can only be owned by Saint Terry. Use the phone bug, let his subordinates secretly take a blurry photo from a distance. Morgans grinned out loud. At a time when everyone was preaching the miracle of Saint Terry. And our world newspaper advertises Saint Terry's fancy news on Mariajoy. Spread the word about the woman's disdain for Sengoku, the 5 elders, etc. Then their world newspapers must be sold more than other places. After all, the mainstream is to blow world government and marine. Everyone must be interested in Saint Terry's private life. He is so good. One step ahead of others. Always be ahead of others. Therefore, Morgans had already figured out the headline for tomorrow's paper. Shocked. After killing hundreds of thousands of pirates, resurrecting marine, and subduing the Kaido of the beasts, Saint Terry had a tryst with the woman on Mariajoy. Shock. Saint Terry's tryst with women whose mouths are full of disdain for the 5 elders, world government and marine. Shock. The women of Saint Terry's tryst. The next day. News about Saint Terry is completely spread to the sea through the media of newspapers. The price of the videophone bug, which recorded the miracle of Saint Terry at naval headquarters, is more than 10 times higher than it used to be. But no one called expensive, just because of one person. That man is Saint Terry, from head to foot. Begin to introduce each situation of Saint Terry. First, from the situation of the maid by his side. Begin to introduce. The red-haired maid with hammer shoulders around Saint Terry is the one who has the ability to eat the cat and fruit of the phantom beast. Grandmaster Conqueror's Hockey, Marine 6 styles, can instantly block large-scale artillery shells and various sword and hockey attacks. The blue-black long-haired umbrella maid next to Saint Terry is the one who has the ability to eat the rain fruit of Logia. Grandmaster Conqueror's Hockey, Marine 6 styles, is a great swordsman who once confronted the great pirate Charlotte Linlin using hockey, cracked the sky, and fought the great pirate Charlotte Linlin for a long time. The black-haired maid next to Saint Terry was the one who ate the fruit of the phantom beasts, Grandmaster Conqueror's Hockey and Marine 6 styles. Together with the umbrella maid and the refreshment maid, they quickly defeated the great pirate Charlotte Linlin. The orange-haired maid next to Saint Terry is the one who ate the fruit of the phantom beast, the Sphinx, and her ability is the same as that of the black-haired maid who delivered the tea. The strength of the 4 maids who follow Saint Terry is enough to sweep all the pirates in the New World. Yes. Yes. Whether it's in marine or in pirates, it can be king and hegemony. After all, it's the monster that ate the phantom beasts and Logia. Such an existence is just a maid. I don't understand. Such and such remarks have not seen the miracle of Saint Terry before. Most of the world thinks. Until they saw the actions and miracles of Saint Terry. This time he closed his mouth. Because of what Saint Terry did yesterday at naval headquarters. It has already surpassed the concept of monsters and humans. Saint Terry's finger from the high podium in the naval headquarters, flashing blue and ghostly, wiped out the head of the great pirate Charlotte Linlin. He pointed his finger to the sky, and within 3 minutes, he released a large number of blue ghostly flashes, like a laser rain, obliterating 132 members of the New World Pirate Group, including Charlotte Linlin, a total of 187,000, thousands of 697 lives of 513 people. Then, clasping his hands together, in a few breaths, he resurrected all the marine personnel who died yesterday in the naval headquarters, a total of 1,878 people. Finally, the cloned new young body was prepared for the 5 elders, and the souls of the 5 of them were stably and strengthened in front of the whole world, and placed in the new body. The great pirate Kaido of the beasts, afraid of Saint Terry's power, bowed his head to Saint Terry, promised Saint Terry to his face, founded Wano-kuni, and joined the world government. Such horrific deeds, just say it, totally unbelievable. But, after adding the image of the videophone bug, the whole world is serious, as well as the personal assurance of the world newspaper Morgans. To those who have never seen the real, I have to believe that a God has appeared in this world. That God, who can reverse the yin and yang of life and death. Wait, who is that woman? How can you be so disdainful of Sengoku, the 5 elders, and even yell at them afterwards? Is it Saint Terry his lover? Even if the photo is blurry, you can tell that she must be a peerless beauty. That charm. No wonder. Even if Saint Terry is in charge of the power of God, he still has human thoughts and desires. This is really wonderful. In that case, do we have a chance to resurrect the dead, or we can also live forever? New World, the Whitebeard pirates disembarked from the ship. Everyone is scrambling to check the latest information and news. The crowd is silent. A few days ago, I hoped that Whitebeard could lead them to the crew of the immortal technology. After seeing the ability of Saint Terry at this moment, close your mouth completely. They are still too superficial. Even if the pirates go, leading the 38 pirate groups of his subordinates. How about going together? That's just adding to the number of deaths for no reason. Not to mention the ability of Saint Terry to show. Saint Terry's maid by his side alone is enough to stop the Whitebeard pirates. Whitebeard's inner shock is not too big, he is also big. At this age, I have seen someone outside, beyond the sky. It was too late. He also has sons who need his love and protection. He saw the depression of his sons. As a father, he got to stand up and cheer for them. Goo la la la. My sons, why are you making such an expression? Am I still here? Marco was the first to express regret. Dad, fortunately, we listened to your advice. We didn't go. Otherwise, let Daddy and you let the brothers together. Goo la la la, greedy is normal, Marco. We are pirates, we can grab whatever we want. Whitebeard looked around at the depressed sons and continued speaking. If we lose courage simply because we are timid, then we are not pirates. 2 days ago, didn't I want to go? I also want to go. I also want to prepare the body of immortality for my sons, but as a pirate, as your father, I won't let you risk your life. You are my dearest family and sons. You look like you've lost your courage now. You're not even better than Kaido, who was criticized by the newspapers as a coward. Goo la la la. Whitebeard padded the description in the newspaper. Let everyone have a good time. Kaido, no matter what, you still have the courage to make an offer with that Saint Terry, don't you? Then one day when my son is in need, I, Whitebeard, will definitely make conditions for you, even if it costs my life. In Whitebeard's words, made the crew cry again. Father, Dad, it's so nice for us scumbags to meet you. Woohoo. In the moment when people are crying, only Marshal D. Teach. He boldly kept complimenting Kaido, as expected of Kaido. Will judge the situation, as scary as Saint Terry's celestial dragons. Yes, I will surrender too. That can revive the dead. Reverse aging and restore the power of youth and immortality. Who can not be heartbroken? Everything in his hands. Makes Marshal Ada Teach hard awe. He wants to dominate the world. Then what is necessary? The power of that Saint Terry. But it seems, can't get it at all, because that's beyond the description of devil fruit. He's not even capable at all, in this case. He, Marshal D. Teach, has only one choice, that is to worship the strong. Belong to the strong. Then here at Whitebeard. Watching Whitebeard's house whine for gamers all day long. Watch him grow old and become a waste. It's better to go to that Saint Terry. Take refuge in him, maybe even get immortality. So how do I get the nomination certificate? Marshal D. Teach, poring over Saint Terry's hobbies in the newspaper. Love women. Then use a woman, hateful. Even so, I will continue to dormant, until one of those two fruits is obtained. Munch fruit and dark fruit, just have one. Daddy got out of here. Then make a fortune on the sea and form a force. Go to Saint Terry for him, go get immortality. Marshal D. Teach's ambitions continue to expand. His dissatisfaction with Whitebeard was getting worse. And this side of Logue Town, after a full month of Roger's execution. Welcomed a red-haired guest with a straw hat. He holds newspapers and flowers to the execution stand where Roger was executed. Bowed and worshipped, his eyes were full of silence and nostalgia. Captain, have you lived your life without regrets? Are you still drinking in the Yellow Spring? Uncle Rayleigh, Uncle Jabba, they are all doing well. It's just that Bullet doesn't know where to go. Of course Buggy had a good time too. I really miss you. If I can, I want you to revive too. Captain, I want to continue to adventure with you, with everyone. The red-haired young man missed half of it. Suddenly, he was called by a young man who looked like a clown with a red nose. Hey, Shanks. Why are you running to the execution platform? Isn't it all agreed? Are you going to the captain's house? Ah, Buggy. Don't I miss him? The captain worked with many of the Marine elites at that time. That really scared me to death. I've never seen a captain use such a powerful hockey. Shanks. The sky, the town is all cracked. Red-nosed Buggy made a funny and exaggerated action when he spoke. Made Shanks laugh. Ha ha ha. Buggy, you're still the same. I'm relieved. How about you, are you coming to my boat? Go to your ship. Do you think you're the captain? I don't want to do it. I'm going to hunt for treasures and take risks. Buggy righteously declined Shank's invitation. Yeah. That's really a pity, Buggy. Don't say it so strangely. Shanks, I reject you. What a pity. You should have your own adventure. This is what the captain told us when he was alive, have you forgotten? What Buggy said, let Shanks fall into memory again and can't help nodding. So I will follow the captain's words and go on my own adventure. I just want to hunt for treasure. I want treasure. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Okay, Buggy. Shank's heart suddenly brightened. This old friend of his is really still the same old man. It's really fun and thought-provoking. Then I'll go on an adventure, too, and I'll find a way to bring the captain back to life. Since that celestial dragon Saint Terry can resurrect the dead, then I'll find it too. Are you crazy? After the captain is resurrected, he will definitely be the first to hit you, Shanks. Even if I'm drawn, I'm willing. I've spent my whole life trying to find it. Not to mention the world is so big, I want to see it too. Shanks smiled. Let Buggy not understand. Old man. I think. Life is exciting enough as long as you have it once, so you must live this life to the fullest. I'm about to set off on a treasure hunt. No more communicating with you, idiot. Buggy thinks Shanks is unreasonable. Run away immediately. Make Shanks more stunned in place, can only nod. How did Buggy become more and more like the captain? Is it my illusion? Certainly, after the newspaper was published. Most disturbed, no one else, it's I am. She is now in front of Saint Terry in a huff. Beat up the younger 5 elders, for no other reason. Just because she was choreographed, she finally came out. Was captured, and it was also made into Saint Terry's lover. How can you endure this? Hey you guys, peel me off the Morgans. Live to see people, die to see corpses, understand. Immediately after saying this, let Terry advise immediately. Ah yo, those who don't know are innocent, they are all journalists like this. I am Sama, you are too mysterious, they can't get in touch with such a noble existence as you. They don't understand. Just teach them a lesson, don't break your own hands and feet. Saint Terry's words and expressions are really sincere. If I am hadn't heard Saint Terry's heart, then you will really believe it. Oops. I am is my wife. What kind of lover? This stupid bird can really talk, so let him save his life a little bit. There are more things like this. I am very cute when he is angry. Simply, if you didn't know that Terry was strong. She can't beat it. She's going to be furious and beat Terry. People say no. What is it that she looks so cute when she's angry? Is she a gas bag? Can you talk? Can you talk? Terry. Lord I am, Morgans are still of great use to us. Terry thinks Morgans is very good, in the future, you can promote more. Ida's also good to make up a little more scandal between Yimu and me. Look at this cute little expression of Yimu. Isn't this much better than her angered queen on the throne? I am heard Terry compliment her in his heart, he snorted twice in a row. She couldn't stand the humiliation, she wanted to vent. But this vent is not something that the 5 elders can see. Therefore, I am waved, get the 5 elders out of the way. We'll go down first, Lord I am. The 5 elders sluggishly rolled away. One is an old master who has served for many years. One is a new god, who gives them a new life. There is no way to do both. It may still be a family in the future, what are you doing? They 5 elders mixed in, just to see the little stumbling between their own husband and wife. How can it be? Wait until their husband and wife have reconciled their relationship. The first one to take was their 5 elders operation. 5 elders are getting old. Terry saw the 5 elders run away. Also quite happy. These 5 guys are quite emotional. It's me and I am alone now. I think about it, how to chat with her. How to arouse her interest. I am heard Terry's voice, it felt impossible. Did you piss me off before? Still want to make me happy? Why? Morgan's problems were not dealt with. Just started. The Morgan's problem, we're not done. I think it's damned. I am so judged, strong twist. Then as Lord Yim wished, I will send someone to clean up all the people of the world newspaper today. Why is this I am just acting like a spoiled child to me? Okay. You were acting like a spoiled brat. Then change the editor-in-chief of the newspaper. Morgan's is a heinous and unforgivable sin. Change to a new person, a reliable new person. I heard this, I am, the mood has changed again. What else does this deal with? She handles Morgan's. Just kidding Terry. Do not deal with Morgan's. She's going to be pissed. Fine, I am Sama has a lot. Get pissed first. Okay, Terry. Let the Morgan's thing be put aside for now. It doesn't matter if it lives or dies. Since you admire it so much, why let it live first? You should know. I'm looking for you this time for something very important. Otherwise I wouldn't be here from Mariajoy. What I am wants to ask more is what this kid Terry thinks. 5 elders are no longer working, only her presence could test Terry's idea. You mean my maid? The 5 uncles of the 5 elders gave them the Udemons and Logia. Marine 6 styles and hockey were also taught by the CPO, but I didn't dare to teach it at all. I am in a soft tone, huh? Isn't this? That's me to take back Kaido? But the 4 emperors plan was also proposed by the 5 elders. Kaido is really big and brainless, with long hair and short knowledge, he was coaxed. I am feeling fooled, what are you kidding me? That's not the case. What is it? Terry pretends to be stupid and has a pure heart. Simply. Combined with his ecstatic temperament. Really made I am almost believe it. Just a little bit. I am is so cute, I must be more cute if you fool around. He moi. I'm furious, I am patiently said. None of these, I'm talking about immortality technology, and the ability to resurrect the dead. Terry. Why didn't you report these 2 things? What should you do if someone with such a terrifying ability is used by you? I am not bad at seeing Terry's good either, she knew that Terry was clumsy. But what if? This time, there are hundreds of thousands of pirates here. Among them, there are not a few powerful ones. If it weren't for St. Terry's strength, this time the pirates attacked naval headquarters and there was already a big problem. What an uplifting marine. That's all shit. Terry, this kid is dead. Where can I care about others? Terry is the most interesting person she has seen in nearly 1,000 years. And the most patient. How can you die here? I want to surprise I am Sama. Come on, give it a hammer. The 5 elders' intelligence system like a sieve is simply amazing. I'll give it to you directly, but is it necessary? No need. And as I am interested in me? How did I perceive worry in her eyes, in her mood swings? Is this her? Care about me? Interesting. Saint Terry has evolved a higher level of life. Understand Im's mood and emotion, immediately came the spirit. This surprised I am. What? I'm interested in Terry. Wrong. My emotions were completely sensed by Terry. Am I not very defensive? My hockey, my ki uses defense very well. I am pretending to be nonchalant, waved and told Terry to leave the room. There is indeed a surprise. I hope you, Terry, will pay more attention in the future and do less of such dangerous things. In that case, you go out first. The usefulness of your technology, you can take good care of it yourself. How can I take care of this? Her mind was completely disrupted by Terry's emotional perception. Heart trembling. This makes Terry even more interesting. Oh, is it really interesting? Then I have to work harder? As long as you have the guts, I am on maternity leave? When Saint Terry left the room, I am brushing his face with his hands. Red hot face, it made her a little hard to accept being seen through her mind. You bastard. What are you thinking? Asshole. How can you be so rude? How did he grow so much all of a sudden? Last time he didn't even get to the point where he could read my emotions. The other side, just walked out of Im's room. Here comes the 5 elders. Annoying Terry with things. His Royal Highness Saint Terry, there is actually one thing I want to show you. After all, you have done many field trips at Marine, and you know what's going on here at Marine. As for this time you have greatly enhanced Marine's majesty and the credibility of the world government in front of the world, we think it should be rewarded. Especially at Marine, it's time to move up. We felt that it would be more appropriate to introduce a new Marine hero to replace Garp Vice Admiral. A more comprehensive and versatile general to boost our morale. More friendly to the people than Sakazuki, Kuzan, Paluzolino, Sengoku and Representative. The 5 elders kept saying this. Saint Terry asked directly. Who? A son of Marine hero Monkey D. Garp, Naval Headquarters Rear Admiral Monkey D. Doragon. Huh? Saint Terry thinks, to promote Marine you can. After all, everyone followed him to eat meritorious deeds. Also went through a war, heed his orders. Sengoku was promoted to Marshal, Kuang was promoted to General Marshal of the 3 armies. This can be done. But what happened to Monkey D. Dragon? Saint Terry thought it was outrageous. The 5 elders were a little hesitant to see Saint Terry. He took the initiative to introduce to Saint Terry. His Royal Highness Saint Terry. I heard that Garp's son, Doragon, is very heroic and more loyal than Garp. He should be encouraged by Jiashang as an example. And he has a very bright image on weekdays, strong strength, and has the qualifications of admiral. He cares about the people and enjoys a very high reputation in many countries. He has successfully won over a group of kings from non-joined countries, and he is about to persuade them to join our world government. Yes, the son of the Marine hero, indeed, can be a benchmark for a new generation. On May 17th, Please also ask His Royal Highness Saint Terry to give a glimpse of this matter. The benchmark is your ma. The benchmark is still there. This is when Wang Mang was humble and not usurped, and they were about to set up a revolutionary army against you. Havana you carefully investigated the people he came into contact with. Saint Terry was out of breath. How can the 5 elders do things unreliably? Just look at appearances. No evidence. Am not considered the immediate leader of the 5 elders, so it's not very good to beat and scold the 5 elders at every turn. After all, Yimyu's wife was just irritated by me in front of her and trembled. In the next few moments, I went to beat and scold the 5 elders, and that would hurt Yimyu's heart too much. If I give her the impression that I don't pay attention to her, it's not good. Hey, after all, Am is interested in me now, so I have to slowly grind it. This 5 elders, it is true that Fela is unbearable. Saint Terry didn't even bother to beat and scold them 5 elders. He's AD family, and it doesn't make sense for 2 members of AD family to be the marine benchmarks in a row. The 5 elders looked at each other, knowing that he was speechless in front of Saint Terry. It's a fart. Then according to His Highness Saint Terry, we will go down first. So they respectfully left one by one, with strong doubts. Be prepared to do things the way Saint Terry thinks. Can result, I am in a fit of rage, the 5 of them were summoned again. I am snorted, she is now in a state of brain fever. What the hell was going on with Terry before you let him look at it? Reporting to Lord I am about the selection of Marine's new image representative, Marine's benchmark. All 5 of us thought Garp's son Doragon was good, but His Highness Saint Terry refused. The 5 elders respectfully described the event from start to finish. Have you checked it out? I am also felt outrageous. She used to think that this kid Terry had a special intelligence network. But now it looks like he is more like guessing out of nothing. Is there anyone in the world who predicts everything accurately? How is this possible? I am not believing it anymore. But the top is the top, I want to fight Terry. Express your mind. Express your thoughts. But it doesn't mean that I am really lost his mind. She still had the 5 elders do a good job investigating. The 5 of us have had CP9 investigate and there is no problem. The key is that those non-joined countries will join our world government, and the middleman among them is Doragon. We think he is very suitable. 5 elders will report on CP9, handed it to IM. IM saw it all. Isn't this a good candidate? The royal family of Ds to make D, this is what Terry himself said. 5 elders' brains go numb. When did you say it? What is this? Saint Terry also said that. Could it be that IM and His Royal Highness Saint Terry were talking to Qiwuhai privately? Lord IM, this is, with His Royal Highness Saint Terry? Lord IM, did you also betray? How can you stand with His Royal Highness Saint Terry? Don't let us go first. 5 elders have mixed feelings. Dare not ask, don't dare to question. They wanted to hug Saint Terry's thigh more than anyone else. Especially after being made into such a young state. Even more so on their minds. But the key person, Saint Terry, doesn't want it. Sent so many rare fruits, one by one is useless. Didn't you see His Highness Saint Terry calling them, uncle, all day long? That's a joke that spoiled the 5 stinky old men. The 5 stinky old men know it. After all, to live to that age, it can be said that they are all human beings. I really envy Mr. IM. She was able to have a heart-to-heart with His Royal Highness Saint Terry. You guys stop thinking about it. This Monkey D. Dragon is a good candidate. Since we can win over many non-joined countries to join our world government, then we should elect him. IM thinks the data is fine. She's just being petty now. And Terry gang. I'm angry. She just wanted to see when this kid Terry's ability to predict completely failed. Of course, before you recommend again, let the CPO do some activity and check it thoroughly. The D family, no matter what, have to guard against it. The 5 elders were ordered, immediately screaming out of my head. Is it finally here? Quarrels between husband and wife. Involved in official business. Who should they listen to? Who will save them? 5 elders, help. They didn't want to go against what Saint Terry said. But now Lord EYM wants them to do the opposite of what His Highness Saint Terry said. Help. The 5 elders are screaming. You don't even listen to me? Lord IM, let's do it now. Form is stronger than man. Lord IM on the top, His Royal Highness Saint Terry. Help. Not anymore. I'm about to cry. The 5 elders are ready to sacrifice for charity. The plan to be abandoned by His Royal Highness Saint Terry. But the result suddenly, an urgent message. Ring on the phone bug on the 5 elders. It's not good, Lord 5 elders. The Monkey D. Doragon, whom you value, when His Highness Saint Terry performed a miracle yesterday, contacted the kings of the non-joined countries who were close to him overnight and set up a rebel army. He now orders to fight the world government and save the toiling masses enslaved by the celestial dragons. The 5 elders heard this. In my mind, that's easy. Happy to bloom. Our lives are saved, His Highness Saint Terry prophesied again. Great. In this way, Lord I Am also heard, and she won't force us to do what we shouldn't do. This is really good. The 5 elders kept silent, and pretended to be somber and weeping. Instantly, he fell on the ground and bowed respectfully in Yimu's direction. Lord I Am, we are guilty of this. We, the 5 elders, failed the thorough investigation. And I Am was too lazy to care about the mess of the 5 elders' thoughts. Her only thought, that's why she lost again. In front of that kid Terry, another F***king loser. Terry, he obviously doesn't know anything. Why is it possible to predict success again? Im's face is burning hot, still thinking of punching Terry in the face. As a result, she was hit in the face by Terry. And that kid Terry is the unconscious kind, because it's all her anger. Ah, Terry, I couldn't help but growl. Deafening sound, resounding through naval headquarters. Im's mind was completely out of balance. Grand line. Solby Kingdom. Bartholomew Kuma faced the monkey D. Doragon who had just arrived with a part of the staff. The most gracious reception was given, although the monkey D. Dragon has been dusty. But after the banquet, Bartholomew Kuma still didn't let him go down to rest. Instead, he recruited him into a private room. Negotiations took place. Dragon, your predictions are wrong. The New World pirates who are overwhelmed by the desire for immortality can't have any effect on the 5 elders and Terry in naval headquarters. Bartholomew Kuma said and handed over the newspaper. For a time, just arrived in Doragon, his originally happy face was covered with haze. How many monsters on the Rocks ship, those pirates, a total of hundreds of thousands of good players, were actually wiped out by that Terry's chatting and laughing? Dragon, the rebel army that was just about to set off a great turmoil in the pirate world. His enthusiasm was instantly extinguished. How could it be? This is the best time, I can't think of a better time than this in my 20s. I will. Dragon's original default was, taking advantage of the second half of the Grand Line, more than 100 pirate groups in New World jointly attacked naval headquarters. Set off a big battle that hurt the confidence of the world government. He has already established major relationships in major non-affiliated countries. 100 calls, together against the world government. But now, the pirates of the New World. All became ashes. Dragon, what are you going to do next? Bartholomew Kuma can't see the expression, but the words were still full of melancholy. Certainly keep fighting. We have no way out. The current world has been messed up by him. I don't believe that he, who is so capable, will continue to succumb to the position of celestial dragons in this world. We still have a chance. Since he can resurrect the dead, how many people in this world will beg him to resurrect the dead? We will. A marine will. In his position, the celestial dragons who supported him will too. Dragon, he had already analyzed the situation. There is a turmoil in the Great Pirate caused by the declaration before the death of the Pirate King Gore D. Roger. The immortality technology shown here by world government. As long as Saint Terry becomes stronger and stronger. Well, the guy on Mariajoy just drags the man down. Drain his blood like maggots. His next step must be to unify Mariajoy, not to put it on top of the world. We still have a chance. And according to the rumors we investigated, he himself is not bad, except that he likes women. He has the same effect as our plan. If only he could pluck out those maggots from this Mariajoy. So what if the world was ruled by him? What we seek is the harmony of the world. What we seek is fairness. Dragon also understands the situation. He had also seen that Saint Terry from a distance. He could never have imagined such a brilliant man. It came from a family of celestial dragons, and he was rumored to be so bohemian. In these 20 years, we still have a chance. Since it's your idea, let's continue. Tonight is the time for unrest. It belongs to our rebels. Bartholomew Kuma looked at the noon sky and was fascinated. And naval headquarters here also heard the situation. There is a roar about I Am himself. The entire marine trembled a few times. Too scary hockey wait. It was even more terrifying than the screams produced by the despair of the great pirate Charlotte Linlin the day before. The expressions of Sengoku, Garp, and Kong changed. Such a strong man, far beyond the 3 of them. I am afraid that only Saint Terry can surrender. And the direction in which hockey's weight came. It is the existence that is more noble than the 5 elders. How many secret hands is the world government hiding? Why not fight the pirates well? Garp was upset. Garp, be careful, Sengoku warns. And it's coming in the direction of the 5 elders, which must have something to do with Saint Terry. Saint Terry naturally heard the cry from I am in the room. The voice was so simple. Immediately rushed to the room where I am was. Feeling a mom's frantic mood. Looking at the 5 elders who stood there tremblingly and dared not speak. Saint Terry knew that I am was angry again. It's really urgent. I am doesn't know what's going on, but it started to cause such huge psychological fluctuations to me. Lord I am. You call me? Is something wrong? He still wanted to continue lying down. It's hard to get a good rest these days. It's unreasonable to rest? World government was so tricked by him. Prestige so high, could he be able to hang around more comfortably after all? Can result, I am on his own initiative to question him. The D family you mentioned earlier, there really is a problem. Dragon, recommended by these 5 trash, escaped from Marine just yesterday, contacted the kings of the major non-joined countries privately, and gathered forces in the kingdom of Solby on the Grand Line, and started a rebellion. What do you think about this? Terry. Saint Terry is also confused. Why did you suddenly rebel? Hasn't the prestige of our Marines been greatly improved? The younger generation of the world should also be afraid of the power in our hands. Is it because of the pig teammates? Saint Terry cast his eyes on the 5 elders. Looking in the direction of Mariajoy again. Those guys on Mariajoy? I am was able to guess the whole thing about Terry. There were no surprises. Terry himself is known for his wit, fun and humor. Such a strange man who has never appeared in 800 years. If you can't figure out even such small things. That's too stretchy. It's all the negligence of these 5 guys, overindulging the guys on Mariajoy. Hegemony is too heavy, while I am talking. Beat the 5 elders twice in front of him, let the 5 of them cry, unfair, in their hearts. If they can, they also want to do something, especially the events of Doragon. But when they thought that they were still there just now, they were happy because of the fact that Doragon rebelled against the world government and pulled the rebel army. The 5 elders don't have that face. After all, they managed to get into the family fight between Terry and I am without getting involved. They say a few more words now. I'm afraid it's not going to be a big problem. Still be cautious. After the affair of I am and His Royal Highness Saint Terry. Still don't move your mouth, do not say. Look more. Do less. These 5 stinky things. I don't know how you used to help me rule. The result will make the world like this. Doragon saw Roger's death to kick off the turmoil of the world government in the era of the great pirates, and saw Terry, you publicly demonstrate your immortality technology, and have great confidence in the new world pirates' joint attack on naval headquarters. So he decided that the foundation of world government will be damaged, so he rebelled at the moment when Marine was the weakest and most nervous yesterday. I am also thinks that Dragon is a talent, to be able to grasp the timing so accurately. If it wasn't for Terry, it's a foot high here. He possesses power beyond what the world can imagine. I'm afraid it's not really for Dragon, that's it. Dragon's timing is also right. It's just that he underestimates me too much. Terry chuckled twice. He could imagine, prepare complete Doragon. What happened as a result, after knowing his Terry's tactics? Showing so much sadness. So Terry, I'd like to ask you what we're going to do about this dragon. I am also keen to turn this over to the 5 elders. Or decide for yourself. But, earlier, she had deliberately provoked the authority of Terry's ability to predict the future. Was beaten badly. I am not sure, the next situation. How would it be correct? Especially in this turbulent 20 years. In this case, she might as well trust Terry a little. She wants to let go. Tired. It's just Terry he doesn't want it. Very troublesome. Very troublesome. Processing. Why processing? Saint Terry asked rhetorically, should they be left alone? I am thinks it's weird, in this way, they were directly attacked. Subvert the whole world. No, since they have the ability and want to subvert them, then they can try. Saint Terry smiled at I am. Let CP9 do this and leave it to the 5 elders to deal with it. In addition to facing pirates, the rule of our world is too stable. Isn't it a good thing to use them to sharpen our troops and intelligence systems? I can't go to fight against Dragon in person, right? Just leave the things you are good at to those who are good at it. I do everything by myself, so why'd I raise so many people down here? You really don't worry about the situation? I am still dreading the turmoil of 800 years ago. A terrible event ensues. Lord I am, turmoil? Saint Terry's expression was funny. It's nothing but a gadget to be afraid of. No matter how many people come, they cannot cause substantial subversion. Just why can't I am not believe it? Saint Terry sees a mom, her expression softening at last. Still agreed. So be it. For Lord Yim Sake, I'll do it myself once. How to say? I am raised his ears curiously. This is one of the rare things that Saint Terry does on his own initiative. The last time I took the initiative to do something was to prepare to announce the immortality technology. Then wipe out all the New World pirates. Kaido in the Four Emperors plan even announced his surrender. So what about this time? How big is it going to be this time? I will form an organization called Suya Palace, which is above CP0 and directly tied to me. And then what? What is this organization for? IM doesn't mind Terry taking power, form an organization. If possible, how much resources does Terry want? Whatever he takes, as long as it can make IM feel at ease. Of course it's used to stabilize the world. Lord Yimu, don't you think Dragon and the rebels are troublesome? The general trend of the world will gradually turn towards the rebels because of the waste on Mariajoy? Then I will control the general trend of the world, and let the general trend always be on me. Saint Terry said this, very confident. Hogyoku has been completely unblocked. Entered the second stage of maturity, his life level has also evolved. Then he can also create some virtual lives in the Shinigami world. It's not always possible that something happens every time. Does he do it all by himself? Does he still need to be rewarded by the lying flat system? Just let the stable hands do the work. Learn firsthand the espada of the Shinigami world. He also came up with some original espada. Although they are errands, they will be emotionally deficient as virtual ones. But they inherited the original espada name. Gradually because of Saint Terry's own growth. The liberation of Hogyoku, and grow further. Hogyoku has not been completely unblocked, it needs the nourishment of vitality and soul. Saint Terry still has to complete the task of lying flat. Then this life force soul nourishing task, just leave it to the men of Espada. The duty of the Suya Palace, help me run errands, perform tasks for me. Of course the most important responsibility. It's the person who gets everyone ready for the price, contact me. Wait for my contact. I will personally help them revive the person they most want to revive. Since everyone in the world has believed that I have the ability to resurrect people. Then, how about the price I pay for releasing this resurrected person? As long as I can meet this price, no matter who I am, I will be resurrected. As soon as Terry said this, forcing IM and the five elders to look at each other. So, in this way, no matter how powerful the enemy is, no matter how noisy the rebel army is, they will eventually become a bubble like Kyaka Suigetsu. The heart of the five elders was madly thumping. Not everyone can be a saint. No one is perfect. People have ideas, have desire, to survive in the world. And resurrection and eternal life, exactly what most people in the world want. Ha ha ha. Terry, you really never let me down. I am with the faces of the five elders, a warm red appeared. They are excited. As such, the stability of the world government. You can rest assured to be stable, Saint Terry. Not only is the strength terrifying, the technology is superb. Even his mind was so meticulous. Control the mind. Fabulous. Too scary. I am even thinking about it. If Saint Terry was not from the Celestial Dragon's family, I'm afraid that she would have been completely pulled from the throne long ago. Im's heart trembled again. Ah Terry, Terry. What can I give you this time? There is nothing left for you. No reward. It's also something that makes Im feel helpless. Saint Terry continued to talk about the situation. The five uncles of the five elders are also not allowed to intervene in the Empty Night Palace. Suya Palace is an organization directly tied to me. Lord Yimu, of course, can use the staff of Suya Palace. Simply put, Suya Palace only obeys me, is above all organizations, and is under Lord Yimu. But Lord Yimu can't point fingers at the actions of Suya Palace. Suya Palace is my organization, and there are too many secrets hidden in it. IM is not my person yet, so it is hard to know. This incident is absolutely impossible to back down. The five elders were silent. This is a bold attempt. Saint Terry has seized power from Lord Im, directly asked for such a high level of authority. Will Imam Sama give it? The five elders felt like they were witnessing the birth of history. Yes, as expected by Monkey D. Dragon, Saint Terry is taking power to integrate. But he took control of Saint Terry's integration. Not some rubbish on Mariajoy, it is this Highness Im. Test her bottom line. Silence. Throughout the room. Full of silence, Saint Terry also doesn't care about his attitude. Im disagree and agree. Whether the Void Night Palace is established or not, Im can't stop it. It's going to rain, and the mother wants to get married. Im does not agree, that is, without the support of the world government, I will create a private organization. Create a behind-the-scenes organization. If Im agrees, it will be the final boss on the bright side, and it doesn't make any difference to my determination. After a few breaths, I am finally sighed. You convinced me, Terry, I agree. The world government will fully support you. The 5 elders, the CPO, and the Mariajoy will also fully support you. I am a little tired. She used to be, how happy. I want to see Terry's liberation, seriousness and hard work. Now Terry starts to work harder. She finds that aside from making a fuss about little things, she gets mad at her. There is no feedback at all. She originally thought of herself as a stage that could allow Terry to exert all her abilities. Feel powerless. Actually, she is weak. In Terry's eyes, but so. Terry kept giving her face again. Lord these things are actually not surprising. If Sama is curious about my skills, I have many things here that Sama can watch and learn. Saint Terry also perceives emotions here, sensing Im's loss and disappointment at her own inadequacy. Is usually really nice to me. The 5 old men were also taught by her. Then help her a little bit. I am stunned. She was read by Terry again. Still to the point. She couldn't refuse at all. Lord Yim, don't refuse yet. Wouldn't it be good for you to go out and see more like this? Seeing more about the situation in the world will make it easier for you to rule? Saint Terry would never say that he wanted to go on a date adventure with Im. Let's go out for a walk together, isn't it beautiful? Im also nodded helplessly here. Then I agree, let's go out Kabuto together. This made the 5 elders, who were watching from the side, drop their eyes in fright. What did they hear? The mighty Lord Im. The most feared Lord Im in their hearts. Under the persuasion of Saint Terry, renounced his great power. Want to travel with Saint Terry? What a joke. Did they hear it wrong, or is there something wrong with their new body? Bad ears? Or is your brain bad? Although there has been speculation about the current situation. But when it happened, still very unacceptable. Naval headquarters, Kuang also received the news from the world government instantly. That's the son of Marine hero Garp, Monkey D, Doragon, Renegade. Now we are calling together officials above the general level of the headquarters. Group meeting, only Garp Vice Admiral did not attend. Where's Garp? Sengoku. Kong's color is also ugly. If it weren't for this stuff with Garp's son. So this time the dignity and face of Marine in the world government can completely reach their peak after yesterday's victory. It can even end the mistake made by naval headquarters in one fell swoop, letting Roger open the era of the Great Pirate. He knelt down at the door of Saint Terry's room to plead guilty. Sengoku also lowered his head, for the grief in his old friend's heart. He can also guess 1 or 2. For Garp, the enemies in the world will never include their own relatives. Loving man. Why did it come this far? Sorry. Kong has completely lost his usual hippie smile. Sorry, it's useless. Sengoku, in the original report to the 5 elders today, Garp's son, Doragon, was to be promoted and nurtured as the next generation Marine. As a result of such a serious incident, do you know how much misunderstanding there is at the 5 elders and at Saint Terry? And the Celestial Dragon's woman who came to naval headquarters recently, scolded the 5 elders even more. Sengoku's head was also buried deeper. Everyone was very happy. After this period of time, everyone was busy and did all the trivial things after eliminating the pirates, so they could be promoted together. Now it's done like this. Kong sighed. Talking about a topic that makes everyone a little dull. If possible, they don't want to just listen to things like that. But things still happen to him personally. Well, now is not the time for remorse. Just now, I got direct advice from the 5 elders. His Royal Highness Saint Terry has put forward an idea for the rebel army raised by Doragon, and has constructed a new organization. It's just that some people are needed to help build the plan. It belongs to an organization that sits in the rear and is called the Suya Palace. Who are you interested in? It takes a long time to sit at Mariajoy. Marshal Kong. Hold. Guion raised his hand early, but also Guion raised his hand. This made Kong shake his head. Kong's eyes swept across the audience. Sure enough, as Marine, everyone would not have the slightest interest in such an organization. Everyone is thinking about being able to go into battle to kill the enemy. Or conspiracy to count pirates. Looks, don't tell the true responsibilities of the Void Knight Palace. No one will actively sign up. In other words, the duty of the Void Knight Palace is to provide Saint Terry's contact information to those who are eligible to pay the price in the world. Let them wait for Saint Terry's contact. Then let those who are eligible to pay the price, to resurrect the relatives and friends who have passed away in their hearts. As soon as this sentence comes out, the entire Marine fell silent. Resurrect dead friends and relatives. Is this kind of help available to people all over the world? As long as you are eligible, can you pay the price? What are the qualifications? So what's the price? Oh. The first person qualified to pay the price is Zephyr. He should already be on his way to find the price to pay. The price he paid is two. One is participating in yesterday's battle, and the second is that he has to personally capture one of One Piece's left and right hands, Bullet, and bring it to His Royal Highness Saint Terry. So, let me ask again, does anyone want to participate in the construction plan of the Suya Palace? The construction of this organization is very important. Kong asked again. For a moment, originally, no one raised their hands except Gion, who was in love. Reversed. No one didn't raise their hands. Even including the next Marine Marshal Sengoku, whom he valued. He also raised his old hand. Kong couldn't help but sigh the horror of Saint Terry. This is already the case with Marine, who acts with justice as his guideline all day long. And what about the most unsettled people in the world? How crazy will they be? Oh Saint Terry, Saint Terry. How terrifying is your manipulation of the human heart? The rebels, could it be that there will be internal strife and splits? Since Naval Headquarters Rear Admiral Monkey D. Doragon defected and established the rebel army. 3 months have passed. The depths of Mariajoy. Adjacent between the flowers where I'm was, uplifted a palace towering above the clouds. It's called Night Palace, compared with the splendid flowers. The perimeter of the Suya Palace is full of white sand, which is desolate, and the trees that are sparsely erected are strange quartz. Between such strange sights, the vast and splendid palace. It is the empty Night Palace, planned by Saint Terry. In this palace, 3 different men and women, Manos Grande, were transformed into human figures and sat in front of Saint Terry. One of them, a man with dark green tears on his head, buttoned his eyes. It was supposed to be a bloody scene, but not a drop of blood was shed. The eyeballs that were buckled managed to release his knowledge in the palace just like that. It was an image of a battle. His Royal Highness Saint Terry, this is the scene of the arrest of Douglas Bullet by the former Marine Admiral Zephyr and Garp Vice Admiral. Nice, Ulquiorra. You did a great job. A man with a mask on his head called Ulquiorra by Saint Terry. Nodding at such compliments after playing the video. Smashed his own eyes. In the empty eye socket, the original eyeball grew out of it only in the moment of closing and opening. Then it's time for you to go. Ulquiorra, Grimjow, Hallibal. Suya Palace has been built, you all run. It's time to start your activities. After all, Espada only has the 3 of you, and it's not enough to watch. It is enough to inform all qualified personnel one by one. Saint Terry directed to the 3, Manos Grande, whom he had pinched out of his unblocked Hogyoku. 4th Espada, nothing, Ulquiorra. Cipher, 6th Espada, destruction, Grimjow. Yaka Jack. It was by him that, according to his original memory, 2 of my favorite Espadas made up. As for the other original Espadas in the Shinigami world. Too spicy chicken, so ugly, too weak. He didn't like Saint Terry at all. It is also these 2 famously loyal and easy to use, beautiful. Saint Terry just pinched it. Do not give them the ability of devil fruit. Although they could not fully inherit the abilities Saint Terry remembered. But it is enough to sweep most of the existences in the pirate world. Saint Terry in these 3 months, still trying hard. While delaying his duties as the 5 elders. He has fully fulfilled the duties and obligations of the master of the Suya Palace. For example, to come up with the rest of the Espada image. Who is it used for? He had considered using a character from the world of Hokage. After all, he has completely acquired the power of 6 paths and the yin and yang technique, and has completely integrated Shinigami's spiritual power, Dragon Ball's chi, and Haki of the pirate world into his own life evolution. It is also trivial to pinch out a virtual that is exactly the same as the original character in the Hokage world. Is it Uchiha Madara, or Senju Hashirama? Another example, a guy, but because he can't pinpoint the real human soul and personality. Ended up by Saint Terry's own dislike, instead of pinching imperfect characters without their original personality. It's better to leave the Espada seat vacant, waiting for further rewards from the lay-flat system. Tia Hallibal, please stay for a while. Saint Terry stopped the 3rd Espada. The only black sexy woman, for no other reason. Just because of the 3rd Espada, sacrifice, Tia Hallibal. It's not the empty figure he made out of the unblocked Hogyoku. But from the lying flat system, by not doing the 5 elders quest for 3 months, but simply building the Void Night Palace. Soul rewards for completing special side quests. This is the soul, faithful to his Saint Terry from the Shinigami world. It is also the soul that retains its original personality. It also deepens Saint Terry's idea of keeping the remaining 7 Espada spots. Yes. His Royal Highness Saint Terry, Ulquiorra and Grimjow, turned around in response. Only Tia Hallibal, who was called by Saint Terry, stayed. Tia, serve me well, and then go. As soon as Saint Terry said this, let the face of Tia Hannibal, who has a real soul, turn slightly red. Then she didn't say much, just crouched down. Began her mission. How do you say it? Tia is indeed Manos Grande, this feeling is amazing. The next day, New World's Whitebeard pirate ship. Suddenly, I visited a boy with dark green tears in his eyes with a mask on his head. He is Ulquiorra, foot on the air, ignoring all threats. He is dressed in white, float down from the air. You are Whitebeard of the Whitebeard Pirates. I am an organization directly under the command of His Highness Saint Terry, Ulquiorra of the Void Knight Palace. On behalf of His Highness Saint Terry, I issue qualifications to you. Whitebeard accepts it. Expressionless Ulquiorra offended everyone in the Whitebeard Pirates. Bastard. Who do you think you are? Do you think that you have a good master, so you can treat our father like this for no reason? Creaking a momentary atmosphere, the sword was drawn.